Another video by request. We've had requests to find out how to add in elements such as leaves, so that's what we went out and did. We produced this photo just for the video to add in leaves. So all we'd have to do is take this photo, and we've combined leaves from actually throwing leaves over her head, and we're going to put them into this photograph. So here we are in a PSD file of the leaves being added in, and now we're going to go in and do that for you. But first of all, let's go and have a look in Lightroom. So as you can see, here's some in Lightroom. We didn't really do much in Lightroom, to be honest with you, so that's why this is only going to be a Photoshop edit. Now here's this leaf in her hair, which we will be grabbing. Just landed there, which is quite funny, and we'll put that into the one that we're working on. But yeah, this gives you an idea of where we got all the photos from for the leaves. Okay, so we'll go back to Photoshop and we'll start in there. However, before we do, I'll just show you on one of these images, and I'm on this one, so I might as well use this. Just what I did, just to give you an idea. It was very quick, and there we go. So basically I lowered the exposure a little bit and added it a little bit of warmth, and then I just went into Photoshop. Okay, so here's the photo that we're going to work on, and now we just need to add in some leaves. Okay, so all I did was I opened one of the other ones, and which I've done here, and I simply lasso the area with the leaves that I want, and edit, copy, edit, paste, and I free transform them. I made them a little bigger. So edit, free transform, and then I just went in with a magic wand on a 10 tolerance and grabbed the leaf. So select feather, modify feather, and I'm going to do that as a 2. And delete that off, and there we have the leaves. Now as you can see, it has actually taken too much, so I'll just go back and let's do that again, but we might do it as a smaller tolerance, so we might try 5. See how we go with the 5. Now you can use the poly tool for this as well, which we've done in another video under here, but I just did it this way. It seemed to work okay for its purposes. So obviously I'm not going to sit here and have you watch me do this over and over and over again. So once this is done and I showed you how I've done it, I will open up another version of it where I've added all the leaves in. So here we go, selection, modify, feather, and 2, and delete. Okay, that's a lot better. So all I need to do now is erase off the edges there and move that around the screen to where I wish it to be. Now that you can see how I actually added the leaves, let's go to the other version where I have got some leaves already. Alright, so here we are with some leaves in. So this is the hair leaf and the leaves in the sky. And all I've done is I've grabbed some of them. So here's this one. And I've actually used a black brush to erase ones that I wanted to remove. So this one I didn't particularly like, so all I've done is I've grabbed a black brush and brushed that off. So as you can see, if I'd sat there and done that with you, it would have taken a good little while. So all I recommend you do at this point is Control J, and I'm going to grab all the layers, Control Alt E, and I am actually going to just grab the blur tool and blur some of them back. So this one's already blurred, and say blur this one. So not all of the leaves need to be completely in focus. Okay, so I just use the blur tool for that just to blur some of them back, and you can do that to taste. Now I just need to colorize her. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to do a gradient. Now I'm actually going to add in a couple of colors, so I've just clicked on it to add in a color, and I want to make this very orange and a little bit more red. We might just make that to the orange though still. There we go. Alright. And press OK, and then I'm going to add in radial and inverse that and just max that out and press on soft light. So all that's done is added a little bit of a vignette and lighten the edges. Okay, so now I'm going to do a solid color, and I might just put an orange in there. There we go. And I'm going to reduce the opacity of that to about 25%, something like that. Let's see. Alright, now I'm going to grab a black brush at 100% opacity and erase off on them. Okay, and there we go. And that's helped it a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to add another solid color, and this time I'm going to make it more of a green, greeny yellow. Okay, reduce the opacity of that down, and again erase that off on them at 100% opacity. Okay, and I'll just put that on about 17. Go back to this mask, make sure I've got it off properly. Okay. Okay, I might just add in another orange and work on that for down the bottom. Solid color, add a little bit of an orange. Okay. And actually I'll make that more of a yellow orange, I think. Okay, there we go. And again, erase off at 100% opacity. Now really, this could be to taste. It's no big deal really, the colour that you'd select out. It's all just an example. And I'm going to erase off that top part as well. So now that I've done that, I can see what colour I need this to be. I'm opening that up. There we go. So I just needed it to be like a more bright orange. Okay. Now I'm going to do a curves layer and just brighten up this sweet girl and her puppy. Give her a little bit of an S curve. And Control I to invert it. And I'll grab a white brush. Press X to swap colours, and I'm just going to mask that on there. Careful not to do it on the scarf, I'm just careful to go around that. Okay, and just a colour balance to add a little bit more warmth. Now as you can see, I really do edit and just do it to taste as I go. And her jacket, I'm just going to make that a little bit greener, so it's army green. So I've added a green color balance, Control I to invert it, and let's go to a brush. That's obviously too much. I'll fade that brush down. Okay, and there we go. Last but not least, a little bit of a curves. on them, and a little bit of warmth as well with the curves. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the opacity of that down. And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed that video. It just gives you an example of how you can add elements into a photograph that weren't already there. And I'll see you in the next video.